The day I created a boy started out like any other. I woke up at about 6:30 a.m. and dragged myself out of bed. I wrote a few paragraphs for the short story I'd been working on. Then I had a shower, brushed my teeth, and this is what you're starting with? Skip to the important part. Libby, don't interrupt. And this is the important part. I mean, we don't know exactly what happened that day to cause it definitely wasn't you brushing your teeth. You're the one who insisted I was the best one to record what happened. Why are you questioning my methods? I didn't think you'd start by talking about brushing your teeth. Also, the day I created a boy? Really, Katie, is that what happened? Okay, the day we created a boy. We being Libby and me. Better? Yes, as long as you don't talk about brushing your teeth again. Are we going to have to go over every bowel movement you've had in the last few months too? Libby, do you not think I can do this? Don't even. Of course you're the best person for the job, but every good writer needs a good editor, right? Well, I don't know about good, I swear, but I do know I've got a story to tell, and I can only tell it my way. My story, our story, is wild, and it's completely unbelievable. It's also absolutely 100% true. Well, no truth is absolute. Everything is subjective. Okay, it's my absolute truth. All I can do is lay it out there, no matter how hard or embarrassing it might be, especially when it's embarrassing or hard, because then you'll know I really am telling the truth. What you make of it from there, of course, is entirely up to you. Now, where was I? Right. The day we created a boy. It started out like any other. Declan Bell Jones is the perfect guy, I said with a sigh. I've skipped to the interesting part, as Libby requested. Well, not the really interesting part. That comes a little later, but the lead-up is important, trust me. It was a Friday after school, and Libby and I were dawdling by the soccer field on our way home so that I could sneak glances at Declan Bell Jones as he trained. He was in my geography class, and I'd been staring at the back of his head all year. I'd memorized every inch, the ashy blonde hair, the tan skin of his neck, the little mole just below his hairline which his collar caressed every time he moved, which was often. He was a fidgeter. I thought a lot about what it might be like if I were the one caressing that mole, which might explain my marks in geography. I swear, if I had $1 for every time you said that, I could afford my own car, Libby said, interrupting my thoughts about Declan Bell Jones and his mole. You can't even drive, I replied. Minor detail. She took a bite of the fruit roll-up she'd wrapped and twisted around her index finger so that it resembled a weird red monster's claw. Still chewing, she said, Anyway, what did Miss Louise say? I'd hung back after 6th period to talk to my art teacher about signing up to paint a mural on one of the walls around the main quad. The school had designated 6 areas for students to decorate. They were trying to move away from the concrete prison block look, I think. They just want free labour, Libby had muttered when the news was announced at assembly that morning. But she'd nagged me non-stop for the rest of the day until I agreed to speak to Miss Louie. That's the thing about Libby. She grumbles that I spend too much time daydreaming, but she's also my biggest supporter. She believes in me more than I believe in myself most of the time. I've known her for longer than I can remember. Literally, we met in preschool. We have the kind of friendship where you can tell the other person anything, and we won't take offense or judge each other. I mean, we even fart around each other. That's how you know it's true friendship. She said she thinks I'd be great, I told Libby. Marvellous was the word she used, actually. I smiled to myself. Hearing my favourite teacher say that about me had unravelled the nervousness I felt about putting my art, and myself, out there. Marvellous, Libby intoned, in a pretty good imitation of Miss Louie. See, I told you.